I've been chatting to a lot of firms about the new AUSTRAC regulations and how Content Snare handles that, but lately the conversations I've been having are with firms where they have clients that use their office as a registered address. Now they're having to do new checks as part of the new regulations. For some firms, that's upwards of a couple of hundred to 1,000 clients that they now need to check in, and they're looking for a solution on how to do that. So I'm going to show you how you do that with Content Snare. First and foremost, we have an AML CTF compliance template that you can draw from. Obviously, your own policy is going to dictate what that looks like. But one of the things that we have in there is the ID and AML checks that you'll need to be doing. The beauty of the ID and AML checks here is you'll see on this right-hand side, you can actually control the level of check that you need to do. So depending on the risk profile or the need, you can do things like the enhanced ID check, the AML screening, your PEP, that's like your PEP sanctions list, all that sort of stuff, right? So you can have this as a template and build this for all of the people that are using your office as a registered address. And then you can just create a bulk send. So you can go bulk send here, choose that AML CTF. Let's just say it was this one. We can say, give it a name. We'll just use some variables in here. So we'll go client name. Let's just go AML screening. That's what we're going to call the request. And we'll just go month and year. So we know. So it will go out as client name, AML screening, current client. Save and continue. What I can do at this point here is I can either choose the clients from a list, or you'll see we've got the import from CSV. So I'm guessing you probably have a list of all of the clients that use your office. You could just import the CSV and they'll all be here. If the clients are already in Content Snare, they'll automatically be selected. If not, they'll automatically be created. So I could choose all of the clients, all hundreds to thousands of them, or maybe it's just you've got 50 that you want to do at once. We can say, when is this going out? Now or on a set date, for example, 1st of July. How many times do we want this to happen? We're just going to do one send, and we're going to give people 14 days to do that. At this point here, we've got some finalization bits. So we're going to allow them to ask questions on the request. We're going to allow them to just log in without a username and password, but I'm going to give them the option to create their own 4-digit PIN code. Not one that they need to be text, not one that they need to find elsewhere. They create and manage their own PIN code. This here is going to handle all of the automatic follow-ups, so I don't have to chase anybody for that. I hit send and activate. Now that's happened, all of those clients have just received a request where they're going to be automatically followed up. When that information then comes back in, so those ID checks, the answers to all of those questions, I can then go through and review that information. With the ID check, I'll be able to see what checks and everything that they've been through. Hopefully that helps.